Captain Eli stood at the edge of the glowing platform looking around the alien city. The structures were tall and shaped like twisted trees, made of smooth blue stone and wrapped in vines that sparkled with soft light. He had landed only 10 minutes ago, and already a crowd of tall, colorful aliens had gathered to see the first human to ever visit their planet Valara Prime. The air was thick but sweet. Eli wiped his forehead, trying to stay calm. He was trained for this. First contact with a new species was the most delicate kind of mission. One wrong move could lead to disaster or war. He straightened his uniform and waited. Then she appeared. From the back of the crowd, a single figure walked forward. She was tall, elegant, and alien, but beautiful in a way that made Eli stare. Her skin was smooth and shimmered like silver with a hint of purple. Her eyes were big, glowing softly, and her long white hair moved like it floated in water. She wore a form-fitting dress that clung to her slim, curvy body, and every step she took made the crowd silent. "She is Luriaxa," said the AI in his earpiece, "primary diplomat of the Velari species." Luriaxa stopped just one step away from him. Her smile was warm, her lips slightly parted. She placed her hand on her chest, then moved it toward him. Eli copied the motion he had read the greeting. "Protocol." She tilted her head. He smiled and said softly, "Hello, I'm Captain Eli Vaughn of the Earth Alliance. I come in peace." But Luriaxa didn't answer. Instead, she stepped even closer to close, her eyes locked with his. Her lips parted further. Before Eli could speak again, she placed both hands on his shoulders and leaned in. Then, without warning, her tongue slid into his mouth. Eli froze. His body stiffened as her soft, warm tongue moved gently against his. Her lips touched his. Her scent was like sweet fruit mixed with rain. Kiss was deep and slow, like a lover's kiss, but they had just met. His brain screamed to pull back, but his body couldn't move. His heart pounded. When she finally pulled away, her face calm and smiling, Eli gasped for breath. The crowd around them clapped. Some even whistled in approval. Eli looked around, shocked. Did they all just see that? And they were cheering? Luriaxa turned to the crowd, lifted her hand, and spoke in her own language. Her voice was smooth, filled with music-like tones. The crowd cheered louder, then slowly backed away, giving them space. Eli wiped his mouth, still trying to understand. What had just happened? What was that? He whispered to himself. The AI in his ear stuttered, unknown. Action. That behavior was not in the protocol logs. Luriaxa looked at him again. Her smile widened. "Did I greet you wrongly, human?" she asked in almost perfect English. Eli blinked. Was that a greeting? She tilted her head, confused. Of course, that is how we greet those who come in peace. What do humans not do? This he coughed, his face red. No, not like that. That's very personal for us. Her smile faded just a little. Oh, I see. Then I must apologize. She bowed slightly. I thought you knew our ways. Eli rubbed his face, still in shock. I definitely didn't expect that. She walked beside him now, calm and proud. Then perhaps I must teach you more about my people. You will stay a few days? Yes? He nodded slowly. Yes, I'll stay. The walk through the city was strange. Everywhere they passed, more Velari people waved and smiled. Some even approached Elibutsa, gently stepped between them, leading him on. Was she protecting him more? Was he already claimed? Eli wasn't sure what just happened. But one thing was clear, the mission had already taken a very unexpected turn. As night began to fall, the lights of the city grew brighter, glowing like stars in the trees. Luriaxa brought him to a small structure carved into a giant glowing vine. You may rest here, she said softly. Tomorrow, I will introduce you to the council. Eli nodded. Thank you. And about the kiss, she smiled again. You were gentle. I liked it. She turned and walked away, her white hair flowing behind her. leaving Eli standing alone at the door, his heart still racing and his mind filled with questions he couldn't yet ask. Captain Eli didn't sleep much. All night, he sat on the edge of the soft alien bed, staring at the vine-woven walls. His lips still tingled. His mind raced with questions. Kiss, was it? Really just a greeting? Or had something else happened that he didn't understand? He replayed it in his head 100 times. The way Luriaxa stepped in, without warning. Her hands, her lips, her tongue, it felt way too personal. But she had looked so calm, so proud, like she had simply said hello. He checked the Earth Alliance's alien interaction guide again. Nothing about tongue contact. Nothing about full-mouth invasion. His AI assistant stayed silent, likely embarrassed too at sunrise. A knock on the door snapped him from his thoughts. 2 tall Valari women stood outside. One looked older, with silver-green skin and sharp yellow eyes. The other was younger, her blue skin glowing in the morning light. Both wore thin wraps over their bodies, and both smiled warmly. Captain Eli. The older one said gently, "We are honored to meet the human guest." Eli stepped outside, unsure. "Thank you. I'm honored too." Before he could say more, the younger one moved forward and kissed him open mouth, tongue, full contact. His eyes went wide. He froze again. Then the older woman leaned in and did the same. Eli nearly stumbled back. "Wait. Hold on." Both women pulled away, laughing softly like he was just being shy. "Your taste is different," the elder said. "But not unpleasant." Eli's ears turned red. They guided him toward a central platform where the council would meet him. As they walked, more Valari passed by. Some waved, others stepped closer, and without asking, gave him the same deep, tongue-filled greeting. By the 5th one, Eli was wiping his mouth and trying not to lose balance. "This can't be normal," he muttered. The AI in his ear finally spoke, "Captain. Local behavior confirms that this act is culturally accepted and expected. You may need to prepare yourself for many more." Eli groaned, brushing moisture off his chin. They didn't cover this in training. When they reached the council chambers, he saw a ring of tall, glowing platforms where the leaders stood. Each one was dressed in layers of woven crystal, cloth their heads high, their eyes scanning him. Luriaxa stood at the center, smiling proudly. "He has been properly welcomed," she said to the council, "and he has accepted our ways." Eli stepped forward, swallowing hard. "Respectfully, I didn't know what I was accepting." One of the council members, a tall female with golden skin and red eyes, tilted her head. "We're greeted. Is this not your wish?" "I thought it was a mistake at first," he said carefully. "But now, I realize it's your tradition." They all nodded. "But on Earth," he continued, "that kind of kiss is something special. Private. Romantic." Uriaksa's eyes widened slightly, and the council murmured, "You believe we are mating with you?" The red-eyed elder asked. Eli raised both hands. "No, I mean, maybe. I don't know." More murmurs. A younger counselor leaned in toward another and whispered something, possibly laughing. Luriaxa stepped down from her platform and approached him. "I didn't." "No, this would confuse you so much," she said softly. "I should have explained better." "You're not the only one," he replied, looking at the crowd forming behind them. "I've had more kisses today than in my entire life." Luriaxa placed a hand on his shoulder. "You are special. To us now, you brought no weapons." You smiled, stood still for the greeting. "We feel close to you." Lee looked into her glowing eyes and said quietly, "Where I'm from, if you kiss someone like that, it means you want more than friendship." Luriaxa blinked. Her voice dropped lower. "Then maybe your world and mine are not so different." Before he could answer, the council began clapping their hands together, creating a deep humming sound. That filled the air. It was their signal of acceptance. Eli had passed the first test even if he hadn't meant to. As the ceremony ended, Luriaxa stayed beside him. She looked up and said, "You still look nervous?" "I don't know what tomorrow will bring," he admitted. She smiled gently. Then don't worry about tomorrow, human. Tonight, I will teach you the true meaning of our greeting. Not with the others watching, just you and me. Eli's heart skipped. The city lights glowed brighter as the sun dipped below the vine-covered horizon, and Eli realized he was in far deeper than he'd planned. Captain Eli didn't know where to look. He sat across from Luriaxa in her private sky chamber, where the walls were clear and opened wide to the glowing night. The stars above Valara Prime sparkled like diamonds, and giant glowing birds flew slowly past. A soft wind made the long curtains sway, and alien flowers filled the air with a dreamy scent. Luriaxa sat only a few feet away, legs crossed, her silver-purple skin shining under the moonlight. She wore a new outfit, lighter, looser, more revealing. Thin silk draped across her curves, and her long white hair was now braided over one shoulder. Her glowing eyes never left him. Eli sat stiffly, arms crossed, trying to act normal. But his ears and face were red, very red. Luriaxa tilted her head. "Why do you look so red, Eli? Are you warm?" He avoided eye contact. "No, just thinking." She leaned forward slightly. "Is it my dress? Do your people not like this color?" Lies. Heart jumped. "It's not the dress, Luriaxa. It's ... everything. Your people kiss me like I'm their husband. You kiss me like it's nothing. Where I come from, that kind of kiss means feelings, deep feelings." Luriaxa's smile faded for a moment. She stood up and walked to the open edge of the chamber, her back to him. "You feel embarrassed? But why? Did I make you uncomfortable?" Eli hesitated, then said, "No, that's the problem. You didn't." She turned slowly, her face calm, but her eyes glowing with something deeper curiosity. "Maybe emotion? I was told humans fear closeness," she said gently. "But you didn't pull away from me," he exhaled. "'Cause I didn't want to. I just didn't understand. It felt like ... something personal." Luriaxa walked back to him and sat much closer this time. "Let me ask you, Eli. How do your people know when someone is ready for love?" He blinked. "What?" "I mean, on Valara, a kiss starts everything. It means we accept you. We trust you. If the kiss feels right, then we offer more. We share food. We hold hands. We sleep near each other. We become one." Eli swallowed. "Hard, that sounds familiar. We have similar steps, but it's slower. Much slower." She leaned in again, inches from his face. "Then maybe I kissed you too fast." "No," he whispered. "You just surprised me." Luriaxa smiled. But this time it wasn't playful. It was soft. Honest. "The truth is I kissed you longer than I should have. It's longer than tradition. Says, that first kiss, it wasn't just a greeting." Eli's breath caught in his throat. "I've been watching the stars," she continued. "Since before you arrived, I saw your ship days ago. I volunteered to greet you before the others could because I felt something even before you stepped out." Eli stared at her, shocked. "You didn't even know me," she gently touched his hand. "But now I do." The silence between them was thick with meaning. Her fingers were warm, her face so close he could feel her breath. Then, suddenly, a loud noise echoed outside. Chamber door burst open. One of the council guards rushed in, armor shining under moonlight. "Forgive me, Lady Luriaxa, but you must come now. There's been an incident." She stood quickly. "What kind of incident?" The guard looked at Eli, then back at her. "One of the humans is in the healer's quarters, bleeding." Eli stood up too. "What? Who?" "Your crewman," the guard replied. The female Valari who greeted him was too aggressive. Luriaxa's face turned pale. "I'm coming," she said firmly. As they rushed out of the sky chamber, Eli's mind raced. Something was wrong. Maybe this kissing ritual wasn't as harmless as she said. Or maybe it was never meant for humans. At all, he followed close behind her, heart pounding. This time it wasn't about flirting. It was about survival. The healer's hall was glowing with green vines and soft lights, but Captain Eli didn't see beauty anymore. He saw panic. His crewman, Lieutenant Ray, lay on a soft vine bed, his mouth swollen and his breathing uneven. Red marks ran down his neck. His eyes opened only slightly, and when they did, they looked lost. "He's not responding to any of our herbal treatments," said the Valari healer. "His biology is rejecting the kiss spores." "Kiss spores?" Eli asked sharply. The healer looked at Luriaxa, confused. "You didn't tell him?" Luriaxa's face went pale, her hands shaking. "I didn't think it would harm them. No human reacted badly until now." "What are these spores?" Eli demanded. "They live in our saliva," the healer replied. "They're harmless to Valari. They bond with our skin. Help us know who's safe to touch. It's part of the greeting. Every Valari shares them." Eli looked down at Ray, the younger man twitching slightly on the bed. "And now he's fighting them like a disease." Luriaxa backed away, her breathing uneven. "I did this. I started this. I kissed Eli first. I told the others to welcome the humans warmly." "This isn't your fault," Eli said quietly. "Trying to stay calm?" "Yes, it is," she whispered. "You could be next." The healer stepped between them. "We need to flush the spores. But we've never done this for a species like yours. It may damage him." Eli turned to her. "Do it, whatever it takes." As the healers began working, Luriaxa stood by the wall, frozen. She didn't blink. Her hands curled into fists. She looked strong before, but now she looked broken. "You didn't know," Eli said gently, walking to her side. "I should have known," she said, her voice dry. "The kiss spores, the way our bodies link. It's not just a greeting, it's a connection. I gave you something that might hurt you." "Didn't mean to," Eli said. "I didn't get sick. Maybe I'm different." She looked up at him. Her voice cracked. "Maybe it just hasn't started yet." A sudden cough came from behind them. Ray jolted on the table, choking. The healers held him down, applying glowing blue sap to his mouth. His eyes rolled back. His skin turned gray for a moment, then dashed stillness. Everyone froze. The main healer leaned close, checking his pulse, then nodded. "He's stable. Weak, but alive." Eli let out the breath he'd been holding. "Thank you." But Luriaxa didn't look relieved. She walked outside, leaving without a word. Eli followed her down the glowing vine path. She stopped at the edge of the sky bridge, staring at the endless jungle below. The wind blew softly around them. "I came here to make peace," she said slowly. "But maybe I was never ready. Maybe my heart made me blind. I didn't do this out of harm." Eli replied. "I didn't do it for politics either," she said, looking at him now, her voice trembling. "I kissed you because I wanted to, not as a leader, but as a woman. I felt something when I saw you, something dangerous." Eli stepped closer, and I didn't stop you. Maybe that's my mistake. She smiled weakly. "No, it was never a mistake. But now you know what that kiss means. It's not just custom, it's risk." She looked into his eyes, her voice soft. "So if I kiss you again, it's not a greeting. It's a promise." I didn't move. His heart thudded like a war drum. She stepped back. "I will not put you in danger again. Not unless you choose it." She turned to walk away, but Eli's voice stopped her. "Luriaxa, what if I already chose?" She froze, then looked back, eyes wide. But before either could speak again, a deep alarm sounded through the city, an ancient horn, loud and sharp. A guard came running from the temple steps. "Another human has collapsed. And this one is not waking up." Luriaxa looked at Eli in horror. This time it wasn't about culture, love, or kissing. It was about survival and how much time they had left. Night had fallen again, but this time there was no peace. The jungle city was quiet, too quiet. No drums, no glowing birds flying. Only the sound of rushing wind and distant alarms from the healer towers. 2 humans had fallen sick. One remained unconscious. The others were scared. They locked themselves inside the Earth camp. Even Eli's ship had activated its defense shields. The Alliance was close to calling the mission off, but Captain Eli had chosen to stay. He didn't stay because of duty. He stayed because of her. Luriaxa sat on a large, smooth rock near the edge of the glowing river. Her silver skin shimmered in the moonlight, but her body looked tired, heavy, like she hadn't slept in days. Her long braid now hung loose. Her hands trembled in her lap. Eli approached her slowly. "Luriaxa," he said softly, "I need to know the truth." She didn't turn to look at him. "You knew this could happen to us," he added, "didn't you?" She finally whispered, "Not like this." He stepped closer. "You told me." The kiss was a greeting. "But there's more, isn't there?" She stood up, facing him now. Her glowing eyes looked hurt, ashamed. "There's something you don't know about my people," she said. "Something we never tell outsiders. Tell me now." She took a breath. "The kiss is a greeting, yes, but only the simple one, a short one. Tongue just barely inside. No heat, no emotion." Eli blinked. "But the one you gave me." I nodded. "I kissed you too long. I let myself feel it. I wanted it, and that made it dangerous." His voice lowered. "Why dangerous?" She walked a few steps away, then looked back. Her voice was quiet, shaking. "'Cause that kind of kiss is forbidden with offworlders. The spores change when they mix with real emotion. They grow stronger. They try to bond." "Bond," he repeated. "I mean like joining minds," she said. "Joining feelings, bodies, souls." Eli's breath caught in his throat, saying, "We connected?" She nodded. "Not fully, but enough. That's why you didn't get sick like the others. The spores accepted you. They chose you." He stepped back, trying to understand. "Are you telling me I've been marked? By a kiss?" Her voice cracked. "Yes. And now, if we stop it, the spores may die inside you. And if they die, so will you." Eli stood frozen. She took another step toward him. "This is why I came tonight. I must finish what I started. I must give you the full bond, or it will tear you apart." His heart raced. "You're talking about more than just a kiss, aren't you?" Luriaxa didn't answer right away. She reached for his hand, placed it gently against her chest. "You feel that?" she whispered. Her heartbeat was fast, almost humming. "This is the forbidden part. We only offer it once in our lives, to the one we choose. It was never meant for you. But now, I can't take it back." Eli stared at her, his world spinning. "So what happens," he asked, "if I accept?" "You become one of us," she said. "You stop being just human. And if I say no?" Her voice turned hollow. "You die. Maybe not today, but soon." The wind picked up, blowing across the glowing river. Eli looked into her eyes, terrified. Curious, drawn in. She leaned close again, her voice trembling. "You were never supposed to be mine. But I chose you. I broke the law. I broke tradition. I broke myself for you." He whispered, "Then finish it." She kissed him again, but this time slower, warmer, and the moment their lips touched, something inside Eli shifted. He saw flashes of stars, memories that weren't his, warmth that came from her heartbeat. The jungle around them vanished. In his mind, he was floating in light. With her, the bond had started. But somewhere deep in the city, the council had been watching, and they were not happy. The bond had changed him. Captain Eli stood near the glowing river the next morning, watching his hands. His skin looked the same, human, but something inside felt different, like a quiet voice whispering in the back of his mind. It wasn't frightening, it felt warm. He could sense her. Luriaxa, she wasn't touching him. She wasn't even nearby. But he knew exactly where she was, in her chamber, heart still beating fast, just like his. Last night, their kiss hadn't just touched lips, it had touched souls. But the sun had barely risen when the guards arrived. For Valari warriors stepped out from the shadows. They wore full armor made of scale-like crystal plates. Their eyes were hard, their blades shimmered. "Captain Eli of Earth," one said, his voice cold. "You are summoned by the High Council." Now, Eli didn't resist. He was escorted through the quiet city. The glowing plants bowed away from the guard's path, and the usual soft music of the jungle was missing. Even the sky seemed darker. When they reached the council hall, Luriaxa was already there, kneeling in the center of the crystal floor. Her head was lowered. Her long white hair covered her face. Eli stepped forward. "What is this?" The red-eyed council elder raised her hand. "Silence. The accused will not speak out of turn." "Accused?" Eli repeated. Another elder spoke. "She broke sacred law. She bonded with an outsider." "She saved my life," Eli snapped. "You should thank her." "Hey?" Luriaxa raised her head slowly. Her eyes were full of tears, but not fear. Anger. "I would do it again," she said firmly. The council murmured. One of them stood. "The bond is not allowed between Valari and humans. You've tainted the old ways." "She did what no one else dared," Eli said. "She showed kindness, and I accepted it." "You are not one of us," the elder shouted. Eli stepped forward, heart pounding. "Then what am I now?" "Because I can feel her heartbeat from across the room. Because when she cries, I feel it in my chest. You may not call that love, but where I come from, that's stronger than law." The hall went quiet. Then the head elder stood. "Cannot change the rules. The bond is complete, yes, but it is not recognized," Luriaxa whispered. "Then, what happens now?" the elder replied. "He leaves this world before the second bond is sealed." Eli looked at her. "Second bond." Luriaxa stood. Her voice was low. "If we touch again in this cycle, the bond becomes permanent, irreversible, and then I become yours fully. Body, mind, everything, and you become mine." Lee's mouth went dry. The elder's voice cut through the silence. "You have one cycle of our moon. After that, he must be off-world. If the second bond completes, there will be consequences." Eli glanced at Luriaxa. He could already feel the pull. He didn't want to leave, and she wasn't going to ask him to. But behind the council's words, he heard something deeper - fear. They feared the bond. Not because of weakness, but because of power. And maybe, just maybe, this bond wasn't the danger. Maybe it was the beginning of something stronger than their laws could control. The moon of Valara hung low in the sky, glowing bright silver. The city below was silent. Every Valari home, every tree tower, every sky bridge had turned dark. Only the grand platform in the center of the capital remained lit, shining like a stage waiting for a final act. Captain Eli stood alone under the open stars. His ship was ready. His crew had recovered. Barely. The council had given him their final warning: leave now, or break the ancient law. And if he broke it, they had made it clear he would not be safe. And neither would Luriaxa, but still stayed, because the pull was stronger than fear. Suddenly, the quiet city began to shift. Doors opened. Lights flickered on. Thousands of Valari stepped from their homes. Elder, youngling, warrior, priest all gathered silently around the platform, and then she came. Luriaxa stepped into the light, barefoot, wearing ceremonial silk that shimmered like fire and water. Her hair floated behind her like silver mist. Her eyes glowed like twin moons. She walked slowly toward him. Every step echoed across the still night. The council elders rose in the shadows, watching from their tower above. No one spoke. Eli watched her, his heart beating so loud he could barely think. When she stopped in front of him, there were no words. She raised both hands. He did the same, and then, before the entire planet, she kissed him, not the way her people kissed, to say hello. Not short, not polite. This kiss was slow, deep, filled with meaning. The second bond had begun. A wave of golden light pulsed outward from them. The energy hit the crowd, and all the Valari gasped together, feeling something ancient stir in their bones. The council shouted, but it was too late. Luriaxa stepped back and took Eli's hand. "We are one now," she said clearly, her voice reaching every corner of the city. "No law can break what's already joined." A single Valari elder stepped forward, the red-eyed leader from before. She looked at Luriaxa, then at Eli, then lowered her head. "The bond is complete," she said, "and so it shall remain." The crowd did not cheer, but they did not protest. They simply accepted. Because they had felt the pulse, they had felt the truth, and no counsel. No law, no history could deny it anymore. Captain Eli of Earth was no longer an outsider. He was bonded to Valara by blood, by heart, by choice. Luriaxa turned to him and whispered, "Now you'll never be alone again." And as the stars watched, from above she led him into a future no one had dared to imagine, where love was more powerful than tradition. And a kiss had changed two worlds forever.